There is a difference between hunger and thirst. You can fight hunger for days, relying on the reserves of your body and the sheer, stubborn will to survive. But thirst, under a relentless summer sun, is a silent, suffocating thief. It attacks the mind, blurring vision and replacing logic with a singular, desperate, driving need: water. And for one lonely, short-haired caramel dog we will call Ace, a desperate search for that life-giving water was about to lead him to the biggest danger of his life. Ace was just a stray, a nomad of the concrete jungle, living day to day, navigating the indifference of the city. His life was a routine of dodging cars, scavenging scraps, and constantly seeking the shade. Today, however, was different. The heat was a living entity, squeezing the breath from his lungs and the moisture from his body. Every sense was tuned to finding salvation. He was nearing the point of collapse, his paws burning on the hot pavement. He needed water now, not in an hour, but in the next 60 seconds. He smelled it. Water. Cool, clean water coming from behind a high, imposing wooden fence. It was a scent that cut through the oppressive urban smells, a scent of promise. And as fate, in its often cruel way, would have it, the gate was left carelessly ajar, a sliver of an opening, an open invitation, or perhaps a fatal trap laid by human oversight. He hurried past bright green grass, a bewildering sight for a dog used to dirt and grime. And then he saw it, the pool, a massive, shimmering liquid oasis that reflected the blinding sun. To him, it wasn't a recreational paradise for weekend parties. It was simply a gigantic, accessible bowl of life-saving water. Driven by pure instinct and extreme, painful dehydration, he lunged towards the edge. But the tiles were treacherously slick. The edge, designed for human feet and sunbathing, was a slippery death trap for a desperate, frantic dog. His front paws reached the water, but his back paws lost all grip on the polished ceramic. There was no time for a desperate scramble, no chance to correct his footing. There was only a heavy, sickening splash. Inside the house, oblivious to the near tragedy unfolding just 10 feet away through the sliding glass door, were two children, Lily, 6, and Jake, 8. Their parents, Sarah and Tom, were busy in the kitchen, arguing softly about dinner plans. But children, especially those tuned into the world around them, sometimes hear things adults miss: the quiet signs of distress, the sounds that don't fit the expected rhythm of the day.
Lily, did you hear that? That splash was weird. That wasn't Mom or Dad, and it wasn't our floaty toys.
Maybe it was a big bird, Jake. Stop being spooky.
Curiosity quickly turned to terror. Peering through the glass, they didn't see a bird or a toy. They saw a dark shape beneath the perfectly calm blue surface. A short-haired caramel body, completely still, beneath the cold, suffocating water. It was Ace. Lily, smaller but quick-witted, stayed on the concrete edge, coaching her brother and trying to find something to grab. Jake reached the inert dog, using all his 8-year-old strength to heave the waterlogged Gotti up towards the side. The dog was heavier than he looked, a dead weight of muscle and wet fur. Finally, between Jake pushing from the water and Lily frantically grabbing Ace's limp collar, they managed to pull the dog out onto the warm, rough tiles.
Oh my God, Tom! The dog! He's not breathing. Call a vet now!
The next few minutes were a blur of panic, prayer, and life-saving procedure. Tom was following the vet's rapid instructions, performing modified chest compressions and trying to remove water from Ace's lungs, applying pressure to his rib cage. The children watched from a safe distance, their small faces etched with a profound mix of fear, hope, and the chilling realization of mortality. Their young minds processed the silence of the dog's chest, the frantic urgency of their parents, the smell of chlorine and fear. They made a silent pact. This dog would not die, not after they had saved him from the water. They poured all their hope into their parents' desperate efforts. Luckily, their local emergency vet, Dr. Evans, arrived in record time. He took over immediately, working with the cool precision of a trained professional, fighting against the clock for the life of this nameless stray dog. He administered a drug to stabilize him and placed a small oxygen mask over Ace's snout, monitoring his shallow vitals. Then the moment of truth. A flicker, a tiny weak cough. Ace sputtered, his body shaking violently, expelling a rush of water. He coughed again, a second, stronger tremor. He was alive, just barely. He had suffered a near-fatal drowning, his lungs traumatized, his body in severe shock. Dr. Evans stabilized him further, wrapped him in thermal blankets, and loaded him into the van. Ace was immediately taken back to the clinic for intensive round-the-clock care. The heroes were safe, but their minds were fixed on the dog they had saved. They insisted on visiting him every single day. They skipped cartoons, forfeited playdates. Their only desire was to sit by Ace's kennel. They used their entire allowance to buy him soft blankets, chew toys, and the highest quality chicken broth they could sneak past the nurses. They named him Ace for his incredible luck and their incredible performance that saved his life. For several days, Ace was touch and go, but the constant, gentle, life-affirming presence of the two small heroes seemed to fuel his will to survive. He responded to their voices, the very voices that had alerted him to his rescue. He responded to their gentle, reassuring touch and their unending stream of quiet, hopeful chatter. He was not just a patient, he was their purpose. And as Ace grew stronger, shedding the paralysis of shock, so did their conviction. They didn't just want to visit him for a few more days. They wanted him home, for good. The children, usually prone to squabbling over trivial things, were united in their plea, a testament to the depth of their empathy.
Mom, Dad, we saved him. We brought him back. He's part of our family now. We need to adopt Ace. He belongs here.
Please, he needs us. We can't let him go back to the street. The street is why he almost died.
Tom and Sarah looked at their children. They didn't see two kids begging for a pet. They saw the depth of their empathy, the purity of their heroism, and the fierce sense of responsibility they felt for the life they had spared. How could they possibly say no? The moment Ace was cleared for adoption, the papers were signed. He was no longer a stray. He was a son, a brother, a cherished family member. Ace's life had changed from a desperate existence to a luxurious haven overnight. He had soft beds in every room, endless food and fresh water, and most importantly, an oceanic amount of love that poured from the hearts of two small children. He was constantly monitored, always touched, always secure. He began to learn about joy again. But the pool remained, a massive, shimmering body of water in the backyard. It was a constant, terrifying reminder of the day they nearly lost him. They knew they couldn't simply pretend the danger wasn't there. Tom and Sarah, understanding the trauma and the inherent danger, had an ironclad safety fence installed around the entire pool area. Never again would the allure of water lead to tragedy in their home. The family learned a valuable lesson that day. Comfort doesn't mean complacency. Safety is paramount, a constant act of love. Ace now spends his days sunning himself on the safe deck, playing enthusiastically with his two small heroes, and sleeping in a tangle of limbs on the couch. He will never know thirst again, never know hunger, and never know the crushing despair of being alone. He went looking for water, and instead he found a forever home and a family of heroes. From a moment of near tragedy, a beautiful, brave, and incredible family was born. The heroes were the children, but the greatest gift was the unbreakable, life-affirming bond they created. If Ace's amazing journey from the brink of drowning to a life of unconditional love moved you, please show your support for our channel and for stories of rescue. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash that like button, and share the story of little heroes with everyone you know. Every subscription helps us find and share more incredible tales of rescue and second chances for animals on the street. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next story.